Hi there, my name is Mary Warren, and today I'll be discussing practitioner burnout in clinical psychologists. So I'll start off by discussing what burnout is. So one common issue within clinical psychology is practitioner burnout. Practitioner burnout is a long-term stress reaction which can include symptoms such as emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and feelings of decreased personal achievement. Burnout can develop under extreme pressure, and possible causes include feeling either constantly overworked or under-challenged, being under time pressure all the time, having conflicts with colleagues, and extreme commitment that results in people neglecting their own needs. So, research has demonstrated that healthcare providers are at high risk of occupational burnout, which not only has implications for the practitioners, but for the patients as well. Clinical psychologists are particularly susceptible to emotional burnout due to the nature of their work. The pressures of working in a role supporting others puts incredible strain on psychologists. In a survey done by the American Psychological Association, it was found that over one-third of psychologists were still reporting burnout, with early career psychologists the most likely to report burnout. Other, newer research indicates that up to 75% of psychologists and those working in the mental health field have reported higher levels of burnout in recent years. Burnout in psychology can impact the practitioner in many ways, including their personal well-being, their professional identity, and their engagement with their clients. Burnout has also increased since the pandemic, with one Australian psychologist indicating that it made client problems much more relatable, with her mirroring her clients' uncertainty and fears throughout the pandemic. This made her dread her work, impacting not only herself, but her clients, as she ended up hoping that her clients would cancel. This scenario indicates how much that burnout has impacted psychologists throughout the pandemic and afterwards, and how it's still an increasing problem within Australian psychologists. The impact on the psychologist can be detrimental to their mental health and may leave them feeling exhausted and not feeling their best, and may begin to impact their work if they are unable to recover from the burnout. This may also have a financial burden on them if they find they are not able to retain clients, as they may not be making as much money as they could be or used to be before the burnout really started. The impact on the client may mean that they are not receiving the care to the best of the practitioner's ability, or the practitioner may have to cancel or reschedule sessions due to not feeling their best, as burnout can also lead to more susceptibility to illness as they are not getting the rest and recovery time that they need. Stakeholder outcomes may also be affected because if the practitioner is not performing to the best of their ability, they may struggle to keep clients or get new clients coming in. They may also be calling in sick more and cancelling and rescheduling appointments, leading to not only a loss of income for the practitioner, but for the clinic as well. So my proposed solution and a practical solution to practitioner burnout could be to create a program within clinics to have their psychologists participate in a group activity, like weekly or fortnightly or at some regular interval. Research has suggested that structured opportunities for practitioners and training practitioners to create connections with each other helps to create emotional support and reduce the harmful impact stress and burnout can have. Depending on the psychologist within the clinics and what their interests and hobbies are, could depend, but some good ideas for the activity could be some sort of book club, like some sort of weekly sort of sports session if they just sign up to like a local club, or some fill-in games, or like they could do some workout classes, or like a walk and a coffee, or even a run if that's the kind of people that they have working within that clinic. This would be a great way to create bonds among the practitioners within the clinic, as well as scheduling in time for them to relax and take their mind off work for an hour or two. Ideally, the activity would be good for the mind and body, which is why something like a book club can be great, as reading is a great way to take time for oneself. And sports are also great for not only for physical health, but for burning cortisol and releasing endorphins and focusing the mind on one thing. Studies have found that leisure activities, exercise and sport, and connections are pivotal in aiding those with practitioner burnout. This strategy encompasses all three of these factors. So the implementation of this strategy could be done via an app and a website, which would help the practitioners set up and organise these activities. Each clinic would receive pamphlets and emails regarding this app and how to download it, preferably with either a link or a QR code for people to scan. Each practitioner would then download the app onto their personal device. In this app, a schedule could be set up where everyone can put in what they're like when they are free and what dates work for them for the activities that can be and then the activities can be decided based off this and scheduled into the app so everyone has access to it. The app would then be able to contain all the information regarding the activity. For example, if the activity was a book club, it could be what book was being read, how much to read if they weren't planning on finishing the whole book, little bits of information like that. Group messages could also be put into the app as a function to make it easy and accessible for everyone to be able to contact each other and share information on the activity. So, some barriers to implementation may be that not everyone has access to the internet at home to download and use the app, or some people may be uncomfortable using the internet and apps on their phone. To help overcome this barrier, clinics could make the app or website accessible at work and have clear and easy steps accessible, instructing those less confident on how to download the app. This could be done again by like a little pamphlets and posters up in the clinic, shared via email, all that kind of stuff. They could also have members of staff who are confident with downloading the app and using the internet and navigating web pages, help teach those who might not be so confident. Another barrier may be disagreements over the activity chosen. In this case, some simple solutions would be to either split into groups if there was enough staff, so like half the staff do the book club, half the staff do the sporting activity, or like 25, 75%, just depending on who's interested in which activity. People could also overlap in the activities as well. Or the other idea could be to cycle through the activities. So one week they do book club, another week they do the workout classes and do it that way, or they could do the book club for a certain amount of weeks and the classes for a certain amount of weeks, and then like a walk and a coffee for those who are really not interested in those things. Thank you very much for your time today. I really hope this was insightful. Thank you.